I did it! Good morning. It is 7:14 a.m. local time, and this is a quick guide to the build I've been playing through the campaign that I just reached Act with. It is a Warbringer. We're going Forged Hammer, Volcanic Fissure. So it is a Fissure Warbringer that triggers the fissures really fast for big damage. And no visual clarity. Okay. So I want to get gaming. I want to go do this real quick. It's not a full guide. It's just a preliminary one with the ideas that I have so far. First of all, gems. Ignore the top. This doesn't matter. Okay, Encased in Jade. Right. Actually, I'll go through the Ascendancy first. So I took Encased in Jade, Anvil's Weight. We need Anvil's Weight, I'll tell that later. But these are the two we have right now. You could take the totems as well first, but it'll be these four that we'll be taking with this build. Now, moving on to gems. Encased in Jade, physical damage reduction stacks up every second, up to 10 for 10 physical damage reduction, or what is it, 60%. 60% of your life at 10 stacks, so 6% per Jade stack. So you get a guard buff to extend your life by 60% for a big one-shot prevention. It's very good. Raise shield. I have mobility and steadfast, so we can walk around for active block. Shockwave totem. This is the first thing that's really key. Well, there's the damage skills and the shockwave totem. So, shockwave totem, urgent totems, rapid attacks, reinforced totems, overabundance. In that order, I would say you could swap the order here if you feel like your totems die too fast, too early before you get the next link. Volcanic Fissure, Fist of War, Fire Pen, and then here we have Syzygy. It's not working as well in maps now, but it was working really well for every boss. I basically generate Syzygy on every boss through the campaign. It was really nice. Armor Explosion, for more clear. Before Syzygy, you can just do Armor Explosion first here. That is also an option. Again, Forge Hammer, Fist of War, Fire Pen, Rage Forged, and then elemental damage. This skill does pure fire once converted. One thing to note here is that anything that gives you more melee physical damage, anything that gives you physical damage, even though this is a physical converted skill, physical converted damage does not benefit from physical damage. Once it's converted, it is now considered full fire with no physical element. So I put in the less attack speed, 35% more damage is physical. Didn't do anything for the fissure, so we figured out that, okay, elemental armament it is. Felon Cry, life tap, and ancestral projection, really important because you want to throw this and then walk riot. Ancestral projection, Biss. Next up, Sunder is a work in progress. Basically, you armor break them and then you can, from range, boom, you can sunder them. Scavenge plating is the only mandatory one here. The reason why, even before you go the Molten One's gift, you can go scavenge plating, is because you have Anvil's Weight. Now I will say Anvil's Weight actually is kind of nice because you have a 20% component to Volcanic Fissure. That 20% of the physical damage would do literally nothing against any amount of armor. So armor breaking is good. And since you're mostly elemental damage, armor breaking is really difficult otherwise without this. So that is the skill gem selection. The earthquake down here, don't worry about it. It's jacket ground. I'm not sure if it's worth anything. It's like for shockwave totem, you can like put jacket ground down, and then you can it can give you extra jacket ground explosion. But and then moving on to gear, my one head doesn't do a lot of damage. We have Sky Slip. Now this might be, maybe I can get a shock out of it then. I'm not sure. But I could try. You see a spear here, like wait, what's with the spear? It's just the two attacks per second. You can go one-handed mace or spear. I would honestly prefer a mace here because then you can sunder from the one hand. Then you can beam your shield and then sunder rather than to use a two-hander. It will be a much faster sunder and a much faster earthquake as well, or whatever other utility you want to use here. So you'd actually rather have a fast mace, but when getting this, as you can see, I bought this very low level just to get really fast attack speed early. Early on, you have low attack speed, so you really just want to get more attack speed. Right now, it's getting there. Now, the amount of attack speed you need is something that I need to figure out as well, because the fissure can only trigger every 0.2 seconds. Let's go and check here. Fissures. Molten fissure. Every 0.2 seconds you can trigger a fissure. We need to figure out how do we make this. So I think there's some trick with the exact amount of attack speed paired with the correct placement speed to make this essentially go at the right trigger rate. But I'll have to figure that out, because then it'll be easy on boss fights to just hold this down and then it's just ready. And you want these to trigger every 0.2. The good thing about this build is that you can trigger a two-hand skill like this. This damage, you see that this takes way too long. So to be able to trigger this, every fissure deals the same amount of damage for a volcanic fissure as the original hit. And now you can trigger it every 0.2. It's kind of nice. And you can run around, so you can do... And then you just have the shield, and you're like, ooh, 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 and you're doing full damage. It's very nice. Okay, so now you understand that. The rest, the gear, is just life, armor, cap your res, movement speed, melee skills, a big bonk two-hander, and you're good to go. So yeah, that's the base here is life, cap res, gain armor as armor against Ellie, and chaos res. Those are like your main things to get early on, which I have a long way to go on that. I'm using an chaos amethyst here, unaffected by slow, grants immunity shock. That could maybe be better. I haven't thought about that. My mana is a bit of an issue right now. Now, passive tree. You see, you have two sets here. So main passive tree here, you go for armor nodes, you go through melee, you get the attack speed that works for both. You do want some attack speed for both. You don't want it to take too long. Skill effect duration, you slab on later on. It's really nice. It makes the duration of your fissures, your totems. Once you put the limit on the totem, you definitely want the duration here. And it makes your scavenge plating last longer. That's also why you want this. So you have 20-second scavenge plating. You want that to last as long as possible because it's really important. Then I have all the life that's possible, which is 6%. And then I have Prism Guard. I have Temper Defense. Then I went over here recently because it's really nice when you have your shield out. Like, I can run quite fast considering I have an armor and shield on. And I move quite fast with my shield up. As you can see, the reason why I do that was because we have that movement. And then I have a secondary weapon slot is my shield, which is where I have all the movement. So I have all the momentum here. And then I have this over here, which is reduced penalty while active blocking. So active block, massive reduced penalty. It's not that much slower, you see, which is very nice. And then I have extra totem, and I have the regen from the totem, and then I have recoup damage by totem takes for me, and extra damage well, they're close to my totems, and then I have this for totem defense. So yeah, I want my totems to live, and I want to be able to move. Now for offense, you know, we have just good offense nodes here. I have these ancestry boosted. I'm not sure if they're better than some of the other damage ones. I do like AoE though. I was like 30% extra AoE seems nice. And then we have the Rage, and we have the Molten Gift here. It's really easy to trigger Rage on this, because you get the Rage per hit from the Fissure triggering. Rage, 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 rage. Now, you saw I had a Warhammer. I haven't tried this yet. I'm assuming the Warhammer will also trigger on hit. So the Warhammer, the way it works, the way it's worded. So I'm looking forward to trying this. It's basically every time you attack, you build glory. And it's based on the power of the monster. But if it's based on the attack speed, I mean, then this is sick. Because we're attacking 5 times a second. If a unique monster is 20, that's 100 glory a second. That's 200 glory in 2 seconds. I don't know if that's how it works. If it is, kind of crazy. Because for Warbringer you can get, there's like one that gives you 80% exposure. So that's something to consider, and maybe don't even run Fire Pen at that point. But we'll see. Yep. Anything else to note here? No. Just a bunch of armor. Defend with 200 against crits. That's nice so you don't get overwhelmed. This one's nice. Gain Fizz's Fire. I have Resolute Technique. You could take Nimble Strength. And that's it. That's the build. I'll show a little bit of Focus Shaft. See you guys in the next one. I'll make a more updated version once this is closer to completion. Got Jade stacks as well. I got Jade stack because I have 3,000 more armor than last time, and I have Jade stacks.
You would halt the desert's deliverance.
I see no
Oh, that's way
future
better.
king, only a traitor. Crush them!
You meddle with destiny.
Embrace your destiny.
It is mine to claim. I am Legion. This was not foreseen. Our time is now.
Are you in there with me, or am I in there with you?
You die without a throne, as you should. Earth fires! Face me! We're no one. No mana. No mana.